Hey you, welcome to Build the Damn Thing, a place where myself, Tiffany Largy, and our amazing Do the Damn Thing coaches show you how to use your story to build it all. Whether it's your first six figures, your next layer of multiple six figures, or maybe you're on your way to $1 million. And if it's not that, it's the life of your dreams, where you are free, you are strong, and you are whole. First, we're going to show you how to use your story to build a strong foundation. And then next, we're going to show you how to use your story in sales and marketing to clean up the cracks. And last but not least, we're going to show you how to use your story to gather people. Because truth of the matter is that there's nothing stronger than being connected to people who just understand you as you are, where you are, so you can stop explaining yourself. I want to remind you that now that you're here, you are home, and I officially welcome you to our family. All right, let's get started. The name of the game is self-awareness. I want you to think to yourself that every single bit of your ability to make money, your ability to get to the next level, is all rooted in what you're willing to be aware of, not what you are aware of. Two different things. In this moment, you and I are going to have a truth moment, a come to Jesus moment, because I promise you, criticism is your best friend. And so many people that I have watched this year specifically who are trying to reach the next level, they constantly run from criticism because they don't like what people have to say. They don't want to hear negativity. And what I'm here to tell you is that inside of your ability to simply be, to allow other people to say things to you, to hear comments, to get feedback, is your ability to absolutely create a way for you to have a path to grow every day, to make more money, and to get stronger. I am not playing this game to simply play this game. How stupid is it of me to play this game to not win? We are playing this game so that we can win. You know what I mean? As much as you want to think that it's the next tactic, the next course, the next person, the next whatever it might be, I want to tell you that not only is it not those things, but it is everything that you have been ignoring. One of the things that I put in place this year for myself was a boss. And I know this is going to sound wild, but as the CEO myself, it's wild to think that I don't need my own CEO or my own person to make sure that I am staying in check. Because oftentimes we get moving and something goes wrong and we want to blame the other person. And so for me, it's like I can blame a lot of people. And yes, I can blame myself, but I'm also holding myself up to my own standards of what are you going to do about it? One of the things that I talked about this week in the Sunday dinner that I did, or Tequila with Tiffany, has to do with contracts. And I feel like, and I'm going to get into this in a moment, but I really feel like we don't make enough time to make the kind of contracts to ourselves that have the return. Self-awareness of why do you do what you do? Why don't you do what you do? What are you missing? What could you be doing? Is probably the easiest way for us to button up everything in front of us. Here are 5 things that you could do to be more self-aware. Number 1, go to people who are friends and family. And I know this angle is a little bit odd, so we're going to work on bringing this down for you over here. But the truth of the matter is that, like, if you were to go to your family, and I mean like your immediate family, and you were to say, hey, family, I have a question. I'd love for you to sit around the dining table and to tell me what are some of the areas in which I could grow more, I could be more, or I could be more open or receptive to things that you are doing or you are saying. Now, this sounds crazy because it's like, wow, perfect. Because it's like, wow, do you really want to subject yourself to criticism? The answer is yes. Otra vez. The answer is yes. It's okay. We'll keep going. The answer is yes. And let me tell you why. Because without criticism, I, as a CEO, I can't get stronger. I have to emphasize that. Without criticism, I can't get stronger. I can have the idea of getting stronger, but I can't actually physically get stronger. What I can do is I can allow myself to lean on my own mind, my own knowledge, my own ideas. But unless I hear other people tell me their observation or their opinion or their thoughts or their feelings or their ideas, The truth, like the absolute truth of the matter is that I'm only going to get as strong as I'm willing to get. And you and I can't afford to get that strong because that level of strength will not allow us to get to what we need. So step number one is go to your family. Now, some of the things you have to hear when you hear your family, some of it is really like, and this is all about building self-awareness in 24 hours or in a week. Some of that self-awareness could totally be rooted in, other people giving you their insecurities, other people giving you their ideas about who you are, who you're not. But if you ask them an open question and they give you an answer, and 3 of the 4 people have the same answer, it's possible that not only is there something for you to learn from it, but there's a place for us to grow from it. The question is where, and it's up to you to find out. Now, the first place I'm going to go to is my family. The second is I'm going to call a bunch of my friends who know me very well, and I'm going to get them on Zoom and I'm going to say, or Google Meets or FaceTime or whatever you might think. And I'm going to be like, hey, I got a crazy question for you. I'm really looking to grow and I want to know, what can I do better? Sure, but what are the areas that you feel like I constantly stumble with, I'm constantly having trouble with, or we're just not knocking it out of the park? Oh, I can't tell you how many times I have done this privately, one-on-one, and then one-to-many, and how many times it has saved me, because the truth of it dictates that I can only do as much as I am willing to do, and I can only grow as much as I have outside response, outside feedback, outside dictation, outside information to who I am. So building a self-awareness is much more than simply doing a little bit of something. It's actually like taking the time to ask a question. So I said, ask your family, ask your friends. Third, customers and clients. This is going to sound wild. The other day, so when I got out of the hospital and I came back to the seat, one of the questions I asked myself was, how can I support these people more? Now, I could ask that question generally through a survey. I decided to just pick the phone and call people. I did that in 2 groups. I called my customers, not customers. I called people who had bought a product who actually would never get the opportunity to hear or talk to me because of the nature of the product that they purchased. The second thing that I did is I went and I called private clients who were doing more than half a million or $1 million. And I was like, hey, I have a crazy quick question for you. What's something that you've needed this year? I didn't say from me, that you haven't gotten yet from our company. Boom. Answers galore. Answers till the woozah. And it made it so easy for me to double down and go, hey, I get it. I hear you. The fourth thing I'm going to tell you is simply to get the person who is closest to you. So for me, in some instances, it could be my daughter. In other instances, it could be my husband. It could be whatever it might be. I'm going to say, hey, unbiased, unfiltered, and without repercussion, I'm going to ask you to tell me, what are some of the challenges that you have with me, or what are some of the areas that you feel like I overlook, or I don't let you grow, or I don't let you grow, or you don't, or I'm not growing myself. Boom. Because they spend the most time with me. So easy. Last but not least, my team. Now, for me as a CEO, this is probably the hardest one, because you really, truly want to be right and righty-mighty, but you can't be righty-mighty. That's a real word now. And you can't be all the time. You have to be wrong to get right. And I know that's going to sound weird, but this stupid idea that we have as CEOs that we always got this thing together is pretty dumb. And I'm going to talk about that in my next episode, the truth of the CEO. But for me, it's like, if I could get you to really stay with me and say, and remember and remind yourself that you work for your employees, as wild as that's going to sound, and I don't care how big you are, you're going to make your life so much easier. So that is it. This was very quick, but it's a moment about self-awareness. And it's the beginning of me talking about, or getting you to see that possibly getting criticized, allowing, and let me just say this, actually, before I get out of here. This is not like constructive criticism. Get out of here with all that. Constructive criticism basically says, I want you to tell me the truth, but not the whole truth, and be soft and be gentle. What am I going to do with that? If you're soft and you're gentle and you don't give me the whole truth, how the hell am I supposed to grow? Tiffany, I want constructive criticism. Well, I don't think any criticism is really constructive. I think all criticism can be deemed as destructive if we allow it to. But I think all criticism in some capacity is valid. It's either valid because it allows you to see your validity inside of the invalidness of the statement being said, or it's truly valid because of why, or because of how it's placed or positioned inside of the world. I hope that makes sense. So that's it. We are done. This is moment one in the conversation around how the heck do I become more self-aware? Why do I need to be self-aware? And why the hell do I need to pull up a mirror? Because my gosh, if you avoid the mirror, you will never ever see yourself. How the hell are you supposed to grow if you're not part of the conversation and not in the equation itself? Remember, you're either today building the damn thing or you are not. I can't wait to see what you're going to build. I am stupid excited about hearing all about it, and I will see you soon. I hope that episode was amazing for you and you are closer to building the damn thing. I can't wait to hear what your thoughts were, what part you loved, and the action that you're going to go take, because the truth of the matter is that the person who wins is not the person who gets there first. It's the person who takes action first. Now, I've got a gift for you, and it is at www.stracthustle.com. It is imperative that you run there and you see all types of goodies, starting with the 7 must-haves that you've got to put when telling your story. There is so much deliciousness awaiting for you. I would love nothing more than for you to go ahead and give us a thumbs up and a 5-star review on not just this episode, but this entire series of how do you build the damn thing. Like always, if there's anything that we can do to make your weekday or month better, please let us know. And more importantly, I can't wait to see you live. Whether it's at Do the Damn Thing Live or in one of our communities, or maybe you're just hanging out with us on social media. What I know to be true is that I am meant to connect with you somewhere, and I can't wait for that day to happen. And more importantly, I can't wait to see what you build.